You've written a lot about the future of mobility and driverless cars. How does Tesla fit into this scenario in relation to other businesses, such as Alphabet, which released its earnings yesterday? Yes. At Morgan Stanley, we've been writing about autonomous vehicles for roughly 7 years, covering 10 different industries. The technology enabling autonomous vehicles is real, and the goal is admirable. Tens of billions of dollars are being allocated by hundreds, if not more, of firms to the challenge of autonomy. That being said, replacing a human driver is referred to as the hardest technological task that humanity has ever tackled when we at Morgan Stanley speak with the scientific and tech sectors. Moreover, the solicitors we speak with claim that it is the most intricate moral, legal, and ethical dilemma they have ever encountered. We are cautious in our advice to investors to control expectations for the next 10 years, but we are confident about the long-term future due to the confluence of these two variables. I believe the question, what kind of future do we want to create for our children and our country, should finally be posed to your audience. Now is the moment. As we've previously stated, Tesla is an undervalued onshore renewable energy infrastructure company and an overvalued automaker. As Morgan Stanley, we can hardly think of a firm better positioned than Tesla to lead the way when it comes to unleashing the democratic arsenal to master control over our energy destiny. The claim that Tesla is much more than just an automaker makes sense to me. I can understand how they have grown so quickly and how no one has been able to keep up with them, since they have such extensive control over the supply chain and beyond. I'm not sure how Tesla's energy play relates to national security, though. Could you elaborate on that? Yes. Without addressing the energy source that powers them, electric cars are not possible. Because of its wider vision and infrastructure, in addition to its cars, Tesla is ideally positioned to lead in this market. Since energy security and independence are crucial, this is where the national security viewpoint enters the picture. Let's explore the fascinating collaboration between Tesla and NVIDIA, two titans of invention, as interesting viewpoints are revealed by Adam Jonas of Morgan Stanley. We will examine the market dynamics, potential synergies, and long-term effects of this innovative partnership. Watch this space for an exciting voyage into robots, artificial intelligence, and the future of transportation. Adam Jonas, an analyst at Morgan Stanley, recently discussed Tesla and emphasized two important factors. He starts out by talking about what Tesla needs to accomplish to persuade investors of the robotaxi venture's viability and economic potential. Second, he discusses the robust demand for NVIDIA chips, especially from Tesla, which is a noteworthy factor based on the findings of their semiconductor analyst. But remember to press those like and subscribe buttons before we get into further depth. That being said, let's get this video started and welcome to Tesla Stock News. Let's now analyze what has to happen in order for investors to start buying Tesla's stock in anticipation of the company's robotaxi plans being revealed in August. Experienced businessman Larry Goldberg enters the conversation and leads off with the most recent developments. With lightning speed, Tesla released version 12.3 of their complete self-driving FSD software on March 3. The speed at which updates are released, even owners of legacy models are receiving them, demonstrates the strength of Tesla's AI and the rapidity of their development. Goldberg laments that his location in France prevents him from testing the software right away. He does, however, recognize that Tesla's AI training has advanced remarkably quickly, attributing this to the lack of hardware limitations and the effectiveness of their end-to-end neural network. Let's now discuss Tesla's computer power and data capacity. It is clear that their advancement in autonomous driving has been accelerated by their adoption of neural networks and the removal of computing restrictions. Despite certain preconceived notions, Morgan Stanley's analysis, which is based on channel inspections, emphasizes Tesla's substantial significance as a purchaser of NVIDIA chips. Tesla's significant acquisitions of NVIDIA chips are further validated by Elon Musk's latest confirmation, establishing the company as a prominent participant in the semiconductor industry. Although details about Tesla's hardware acquisition and AI infrastructure are still unknown, Morgan Stanley's support for the company's technological innovations increases trust in it. Whenever Elon gives a signal, it typically works. Thus, it is evident that Tesla is a significant purchaser in this case, particularly in light of their close working relationship and knowledge of NVIDIA. It appears that they have developed more potent NVIDIA supercomputers, as they have in the past. Given that Elon and Morgan Stanley have endorsed Tesla's stance, and that upgrades are being released at an incredibly rapid pace, it is clear that Tesla's hardware and AI capabilities are of the highest caliber. Morgan Stanley makes some really strong arguments. Although they acknowledge the ongoing discussion about the pressure on earnings, they stress the importance of seeing Tesla as a robotics leader rather than just an automaker. They anticipate increased volatility in the upcoming half year, but they retain a strong long-term perspective despite recent turbulence. Recently, Tesla reached the amazing milestone of 1 billion kilometers driven using its fully autonomous system. To put this into perspective, consider that Apple's now canceled autonomous fleet traveled fewer miles in a year than Tesla's fleet does in 5 minutes. It is projected that Tesla will have 40 million vehicles worldwide by 2030, with a yearly mileage of over 400 billion miles. Despite their seeming conservatism, these numbers could be quite helpful for neural networks and machine learning. Experts in artificial intelligence believe that data is crucial, particularly when it comes to fully autonomous technology. The importance of achieving 6 billion miles of FSD driving for global regulatory certification was stated in Tesla's master plan. The impetus is evident, as Tesla has already surpassed 1 billion miles, and predictions indicate that they may hit 6 billion in the next year or so. The flywheel effect is accelerated by this exponential growth in data accumulation, which makes Tesla's developments in AI and autonomous driving even more impressive. In other words, everyone is using virtually the same data and going through the same training procedures. They'll all eventually hit a saturation point when little more small improvements can be made. Examining the large language models, LLM's growth trajectory reveals this convergence. The key point is to understand the difference between proprietary and standard data. The person in charge of exclusive data sets that are off limits to others is the true game changer in this scenario. Here comes Tesla, whose 6 million cars actively collect real-world data every day. Unlike any other automaker or fleet, Tesla is able to collect data like never before. Tesla's dataset is perhaps the most valuable on the planet due to the sheer volume and velocity at which it accrues miles. It is the key to unlocking the mysteries of AI and autonomous driving. Because this paradigm change is unprecedented, it is difficult to assign a specific value to this dataset. But one thing is still certain. Tesla will gain more clout in the AI space the more data it collects and uses wisely. The secret sauce is in Tesla's capacity to glean important information from this enormous dataset in order to improve its models and produce previously unheard of breakthroughs in autonomous technology. However, computation power and simulation are two impending disruptors. While simulation presents a viable way to simulate real-world situations without requiring a large amount of data collection, it is not very effective in managing corner cases or those erratic, infrequent occurrences that can only be recorded using real-world data. Elon Musk has acknowledged the importance of corner situations and the inherent limitations of simulation when attempting to address these particular problems. Even if simulation is appealing, real-world data cannot be completely replaced by it, especially when it comes to quickly finding and resolving corner instances. Although simulation is a useful tool, it is ultimately unable to offer the depth and breadth of real-world experiences required for thorough AI training. Let's now discuss their processing capability. Morgan Stanley conducted an extensive analysis of Tesla's internal computer initiative, known as Dojo. By the end of this year, Tesla wants to have 100 times the processing power that it has currently. For Tesla to efficiently handle all the data they've gathered, this jump is essential. The semiconductor analyst at Morgan Stanley claims that Tesla has been a significant purchaser of NVIDIA chips, which are necessary to increase their processing capacity. In fact, Tesla may become one of NVIDIA's biggest chips, or possibly both. Although we don't fully understand Tesla's